Hello, are you able to get me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but the line is breaking a bit.
Okay, but what you can find out, man. We're just playing two songs from you. The other song is "Don't Break My Heart," and also the other one is "Feel Right." How's Botswana doing this afternoon?
Botswana is alright, bro. The Botswana is alright. The weather is just a bit funny this side. It's raining. It's sunny. It's just hectic weather here.
How does it feel to live in diaspora, man? Away from home? Tell us. I know that feeling where you. Maybe tell us the few days when you went outside, like maybe where you are right now. How's the feeling? How's everything going?
I mean, it was quite an overwhelming feeling. Being in a new environment. Having to just get yourself adjusted to things. But I mean, we've adjusted, and yeah, you know how it is whenever you're in a new environment.
Yeah. So now let's talk about your music. In as much as you are there in Botswana, we are proud of you. You are born and raised Zambian. What is the agenda? What are you trying to work on? I know there are a few songs that we have right here from you, but is there anything that you feel like people back home should know about you and some of the things that maybe you have been doing of late?
Okay. As of now, I took a break from music for like a year or two. I've been pushing a few businesses here and there. So now I feel like I need to come back. I feel like I need to come back, and I've been working on some new music. So I think the fans need to look forward to that. I'm dropping an album in August, so I've been working on that. Yeah.
So what made you to come back? What made you to say no? I think my break is done. I didn't get back in the industry. What inspired you to get back?
Every artist has a phase where they need to sit down and overlook themselves, and just get to a point where they could release music again. For me, I feel like I've gotten to a point where now I understand my sound. I understand who I am as an artist. So that's what has caused the comeback. I think I'm ready to show my full potential.
Let's do a comparison. I know you've been in Botswana for a while now, but let's do a comparison. I know you are an artist, and artist. I feel like artists are type of people that do their own research on how the industry works. From your own perspective, where you are in Botswana compared to Zambia, how's the industry that side? From your own opinion, from your own thought.
Okay, from my own opinion, I feel like the industry here is just like any other industry. People have their own sound, they have their own ways in which they push their music and all of that. I just feel like here the population is a bit too small, so artists usually have a bit of a problem with getting that wider reach. We're looking at like 2 million population, 2 million plus within the whole country. Which is a bit too small for an artist that wants to go global. I mean, if you compare the numbers to other countries, the population usually is bigger. So I feel like artists here, in trying to get a wider audience, that is a bit of a challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Is Zambian music playing in Botswana?
Sorry?
Is Zambian music playing in Botswana?
Zambian music, yeah, I think I've heard Yo Maps. I've heard Yo Maps playing this side. I've heard Mampi, quite a few. Yeah, there is Zambian music that plays this side.
Okay, so is there anything that you feel like they need to work on, other artists, that you feel like we've been missing out, that you feel like other countries also are up to date? Do you feel like we're moving a step further, or maybe we still have a lot of work to be done?
Okay, I feel like for now, I feel like we're on the right track. I feel like we're on the right track. I've been looking at how Boomplay has put eyes on Zambia, and I feel like now we are on the right track, because even when you look at the streams, a year or two before, it was hard for a Zambian artist to hit 1 million streams within a month, but it's happening now, so that should mean we are on the right track. You know.
Let's talk about your music, man. Let's start with the first song that we played before having this conversation with you. Don't Break My Heart. There's songs like Waste No Time. There are also songs like Feel Alright. Let's talk about the inspiration. What inspires you when you're writing a song? Is it something that you went through? Is it something that you saw someone going through? What's the story behind the songs that you get to write?
For me, I've always found it. I always find it interesting when writing my music because I have such a creative mind where sometimes I would write about myself and my experiences, but mostly I write what I see. I have a very, very, very creative mind. Storytelling and all of that. Sometimes I would sing about things that are not even happening in my life, but things that I see. So that's where most of the inspiration comes from.
Mm.
Yeah.
You mentioned something that you're working on an album. Is it an album or an EP?
No, it's an album.
Okay, so maybe tell us. So tell us what's the album about? What's the content? Do we say expect more heartbreak songs or maybe finding love? What's the content in the album?
Okay, this album is basically like it's an Afro fusion. It's a mixture of Afro fusion with a bit of R&B, which is the sound that I've always known to do. This album has most features from Botswana, and I do have a few Zambian features on it. This is an album that is just showing the transition or the growth from who I was as an artist before to who I am now. You will notice a very big improvement in terms of the sound and the quality of the music as well. Mostly the features. I've got some really, really interesting features on this piece. And it is something worth looking forward to. And that's it.
Yeah. So the first thing I noticed about your music, the first thing when I listened to your songs, the first thing I noticed was the quality. Going through the music when I listen to it, again, the writing skill is on point. There's always a new artist listening to this show out there, and I would like to find out from you, why do you feel it's very important as an artist to make sure that the quality of your music that you get to put out is on point?
Okay. So basically, if people usually get into music or get into the industry for different reasons, but I mean, as an artist, you really need to make sure that your music is quality, because if you want to push your music onto a worldly level or a worldly kind of standard, you need to have music that is appealing to an international audience. Obviously, when people go to listen to music, they want to listen to quality. If you want to push your music, if you want to go to the level of endorsements and all of that stuff, usually the quality of your music is the main priority. So that is what I have to say about that.
I was telling someone that I'm going to have a conversation with someone via phone call. They had a hard time to pronounce your last name. Can you teach us how you pronounce your last name? Can you say like your full name? So they're right here with me in the studio, and they want to know, is that like your real name? Can you tell us what your stage name? Don't you feel like it's going to be a bit difficult for some people to pronounce your last name? I know your first name is okay, like it's something that each one of us can pronounce. But let's talk about your last name.
Okay, it's pronounced as Zuneid. Michael Zuneid. That is my stage name. Zuneid is my real name as well. My full names are Michael Zuneid Kusensela. So Zuneid is it's an Arabic name that was given to me by my mom. It means a charming warrior in Arabic. So it's pronounced as Zuneid. Yeah.
So I was telling them, and I got it right. But they were telling me, saying, "Are we going to manage to say Zuneid or Zuneid?" And my bad. I mean, I thought it was a Greek name.
No, it's Arabic. It's Arabic.
Okay, very interesting right there. But Michael, maybe in your remix, your songs are out right now as we speak. Some on some streaming platforms. Maybe we can also mention about those songs, and also what would you like the public to do for you that are listening to this show, or rather this conversation that we're having via phone call.
Okay, I have my music out on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, AudioMac, you name it. I dropped my first studio album 2 years ago, Alter Ego. I think that's most of the music that you'll find out there. I recently dropped a song on Saturday. That's the one that you played, Waste No Time. The other two you played, those are exclusives. Those are part of the album. They haven't yet dropped, and they've played exclusively to your platform. So, yeah, that's where you can find my music.
All right.
All street platforms.
Okay. All right, man. Thank you very much for your time. Coming up again is your song, Waste No Time. Stay safe. I know kuchalo kwa bene uko. But mufwire mwa safe uko. Don't you miss don't you miss some Ushima though? Do you sometimes have the local meal from Zambia? I know Botswana is just near, but sometimes how are you adapting to the new food? Which food would you maybe recommend if someone would want to travel to Botswana that you feel like they should taste when they come to Botswana?
There's a meal called bohobe jwara, let's say. It's quite a nice meal. That's one of the local meals I enjoyed here. But I always find myself going back to Nshima. I always look for that restaurant that has the proper Nshima with your carpenter and all of that.
Yeah, akawari mkwai.
Kabali, it's needed.
All right, Michael, thank you very much for your time, man. It means a lot to write on Joy FM. Have an amazing one. Thank you very much for allowing us to have a conversation with you via phone call right here.
Thanks for having me, PMC. Thanks for having me.
All right. Let's go straight to his song. This one is Waste No Time. Our very own Zambian, born and bred Zambian, now in Botswana, right there as well. And another song coming through is from him. This one is Waste No Time. On the other side, we'll get to dive into our lunchtime news at 13. Stay locked right here. We have 9 more minutes to go right here on this Jeff Lunch on Joy FM.
Playing more music. This is your favorite radio station. Your number one.
Hey on the big boy.
Girl, I need your loving every morning when I'm sober. I just wanna be the man you call when he ain't home. And I don't wanna leave it when I know you're feeling too. But girl, I can't let go. Girl, I can't let go. But girl, I can't let go. Nobody wanna waste your time. Nobody wanna waste your time. Oh. Nobody wanna waste your time. 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 Baka love uni pressure, mutima ukakonda. Kuyesa ni mayesa, mutima unatenga. Pe una